Okay, so the next thing is that when you sit down to read with your child, it's best if you can let the kids choose the book. You think about it yourself. When someone hands you a book and says, "Oh, you should read this," sometimes you look at it and think, "I don't really want to read that." So kids feel the same way. Maybe what you could do is you choose one, they choose one. Completely up to you. Keep it flexible. Remember, it's meant to be a really fun and enjoyable experience. But if you're going to have your kids choosing the book, then you need to provide variety because they don't always feel like a picture book. So I've got board books down here. They're those thicker cardboard ones that typically you sort of see little toddlers chewing on, which is great for them. Also, I make sure that there's some non-fiction in there as well. So, where they can be looking at some procedure texts, information books, that's got lots of, just different ways to read little snippets of information and things like that. Also novels. I keep my novels here as well, and my 7-year-old Livy has just graduated into novels, so she loves reading things like that, and now she's sort of getting into pre-novels. So these Billy Bees that are a little bit shorter but still have chapters. I don't believe there's any such thing as a girl book or a boy book. So, you've got to provide your kids with all different kinds of content. So, we've got Wicked Witches and pirate books as well as, all your Frozen and your typical, what you'd probably typically think of as girly books as well. And the other thing that I'd say is you need to provide quality. So I tend to avoid buying my kids these kind of books. They usually come into our house as gifts, and that's fine because that's part of what kids like to choose sometimes, like these Disney collection ones. But I also think it's really important to buy for your child some really good quality books. And by that, I don't necessarily just mean that it has to be Mem Fox and, the Very Hungry Caterpillar and all those ones, the Green Sheep, all those ones that we know really well. Go into the bookstore and get familiar with some of the other great stuff that's out there. So just to give you some examples, this Aaron Blabey, absolutely hilarious. He writes Pig the Pug and other really hilarious stuff. That's one we've been enjoying. Older kind of classics. This was my book as a kid. So Adventures of Peter Rabbit. Here's one of Mem Fox's more recent ones, Nellie Bell. And this is a great one too. The Worm Who Knew Karate. So, provide them with tons and tons of variety so there's plenty of great things for them to choose. You know what I'm like, I always love to support an Aussie author, so you'll see lots of Australian authors on my bookshelves, and I always look for new favourites, like, our Alan Blabey is a new favourite in our house, and Oliver Jeffers, he's British, I believe, but still one of our favourites as well. Now, don't come to me telling me that you can't afford to buy books, because you can get books from the library. You can swap books with a friend. Your child goes to a school where they would have a library. So there's plenty of places where you can access fabulous books. And if you have to hit the second-hand stores or Vinnie's or Salvos, those kind of places where you can pick up some books. But really, make a commitment to bring books into the heart of your home and just see what happens, because I think it'll be really magical. Thanks, guys. Bye.